Hi everyone, it's Jeff here from Avada. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're looking at how to create a recipe website with Avada and ACF Pro. By the end of this video, you'll understand how you can use the ACF plugin with Avada to help build a fabulous recipe website. If you find this helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe, and click the bell icon to stay up to date with all new Avada videos. Alright, let's jump in. Recipe websites are very popular, and ACF is the perfect companion to Avada to build a versatile and attractive recipe website. With the Avada Nutritionist pre-built site, all the work has already been done for you, so let's go through that to see how it has been created. Let's look at the end results first. If we head to the recipes page, we can see the recipes. And if we go into one, we can see the recipe layout. The text and images here are being pulled into a content layout section from ACF data. But before we look at that layout section, let's start by seeing how ACF has been used to create the recipe's post type and the individual fields required for the recipe content. If we head to ACF from the WordPress sidebar, we can see there is a field group called Recipe Data. There is also a Recipes Post type that has been created, as well as a Recipe Categories taxonomy. To show you how to add all this, I'll just delete these three items and set them up again. The logical first step is to create the Recipes Post type. So I will just go to Post Types and click on Add New. The only things to do here is to give the plural label, which will be Recipes, and the singular label Recipe, and when I tab away, the post type key is added from the singular label. One thing worth knowing is the advanced settings here. If I just turn this on, we can see a number of tabs here. You can obviously do a lot with ACF, and that goes way beyond the scope of this video, but one thing that can be useful here is on the Visibility tab. So here with the menu position and icon options, you can control where in the sidebar the post type displays and what icon it uses. I'm happy with the defaults here, but you have a lot of control here if you want it. I'll just save this. Okay, the next step is to add a field group which will hold all the recipe data fields. I'll just click on Add New and call this Recipe Data. So the first field type I will add is a select field. I will call this Difficulty. I'll tab through to the next field which auto-populates from the label. Now to the choices. Here I will add Easy, Medium and Difficult. And under this I will set Medium as the default value. So now I will click on Close and Add Field to add my next one. This will be a text field. I'll give it the label Prep Time and tab away to populate the field name. For the default value, this can be 30 minutes. Okay, let's add another one. Again, this will be a text field with the name of Cooking Time. For this, I will add a default value of 45 minutes. I'll add another one, and this time it will be a number field. I'll call this one Calories, with a default value of 500. Our next one will be another number field, this time called Serves, and I think a default of 4 will be good here. Okay, after this I want another text field. This one will be called Recipe Description, and I don't need a default value with this one. A few more to go. The next one will be a Gallery field, and I will also call it Gallery. The return format is good as an image array, and I won't limit the library choice, but on the Presentation tab I will just change the preview size to full size. Okay, moving on, and the penultimate field will be a repeater field. I will call this Ingredients, and I will add a subfield and make this a text area field with a label of Ingredient. In the Presentation tab, I will set the rows to 1. The last field will be another repeater field, so I might just duplicate this and rename it to Steps and the subfield to Step. Okay, that's our field group, and the fields inside will allow us to enter all these values for the various recipes. Finally, at the bottom here, I just need to show this field group if the post type is equal to recipe. That way these fields won't show up on posts or pages, etc. Okay, one more thing to do in ACF and then we can build the layout. I just need to go to Taxonomies and add a new taxonomy called Recipe Categories. In the post types, I will select Recipe. This will help us by being able to add a category to each recipe with which we can use to show related recipes, etc. Okay, so now we have set up recipes as a post type, we can go and create a recipe. On the WordPress sidebar, let's go to Recipes and click on Add New Recipe. Now, even if you prefer to use the live builder as I do, With ACF, we have to enter our recipe data through the backend builder. At the top here, we can see all the fields from the recipe data field group. So I can just accept the defaults or edit or enter values and images here to create my recipe. On the right hand side, we can add a recipe category and a featured image, and further down the page we can add our ingredients and steps. Now with this setup, all the data in the post other than the featured image is being entered through ACF fields, and below this is the builder. If I just come back and edit an existing recipe, let's have a look at that. Here are all the values and images entered into the ACF fields, and note how the builder is still empty. We're not going to use that with these recipes, as we will be creating a content layout section, and we will be adding all content to the recipes through that. This makes it very easy to add your recipes, as it's just data entry. But you could add content here in the builder and then pull that into your recipe with the content element. Lots of options here. Okay, so I have 8 recipes added here. So now it's time to design the layout. Firstly, there are the collected recipes that display on the recipes page here, and secondly are the recipes themselves. Let's start with the recipe page. To display the recipes here, we are using the postcards element. It's set to pull posts from the recipe post type using the recipes postcard, and in this case, it's displayed in a simple 4-column grid. To display the different recipes, however, it relies on the elements in the actual recipe postcard. Let's look at how that was made. I'll just edit the postcard from here. Okay, it's pretty simple as we can see. There's an image and a title and a couple of text blocks. The image is pulling the featured image and is linked to the permalink. The title is dynamically pulling the title from the recipe and is again linked to the permalink. And in the nested column we have the 2 text blocks. The first one is pulling ACF text and is pulling content from the prep time field, while the second one is also pulling ACF text from the calories field. Now you could design your recipes postcard in any way you want and pull any of the data from the ACF fields. Okay, so now let's look at a single recipe. If we look at one on the front end and mouse over Edit Live, we can see there is both a page title bar layout section and a content layout section on this page. This points to the fact that the design of this page is simply a template created in Avada layouts to pull the ACF data. So before we look at the layout sections on the page, let's look at the layout itself. Here we can see the single recipes layout. The conditions are set to all recipes, and it has a page title bar and a content layout section assigned. The page title bar layout section is just the image at the top here, with the same ACF data that was being pulled in the recipe thumbs. But the actual recipe is coming from the content layout section. Let's go back and edit that to see how it's designed. Okay, so there's the recipe content container with a column on the left and one to the right, and there's another container with the newsletter form and a final container with the related recipes. Let's start at the top. So again, the image is pulling the featured image, and then under the title is a checklist element. As you can see here, it's set up as an ACF repeater using the ingredients field, with the items pulling the ACF repeater subfield of ingredient. In that way, it will pull all the ingredients into the recipe. The right-hand column starts with some nested columns. The first one is pulling the ACF select field called difficulty, while the second one is pulling the ACF text field called serves. In the following nested column, there is a text block pulling the ACF text field called recipe description. Under this is a gallery element pulling the ACF gallery field with 3 items in a grid. At the bottom of this column is another checklist, again set up like the first one, with an ACF repeater, this time pulling steps, with the items set up as the ACF repeater subfield of step. We can ignore the newsletter container as that's not necessarily relevant, and in the last container there is a postcards element again, using the same recipe postcard as on the recipes page, only this time it's pulling related content from the recipe categories taxonomy, which shows all the recipes in the same category. On this website there is only one category, and it's just showing 3 of the other recipes. But with a recipe website with loads of categories, this setup would be very useful. And of course you could add category links via a postcard element as well. Okay, let's go back to the front end and walk through it. Here's our recipes page, showing all the recipes via a postcards element. Here's where I would make this show categories if I had plenty of those. And if I go into a recipe, we can see the page title bar pulling the title and the time and calories, And then in the content section, we can see the featured image and the list of ingredients. And on the right-hand side, the difficulty, the number of serves, the description, the gallery images, and finally the cooking steps. Then at the bottom, a few related recipes. Setting up a recipe website like this is not difficult, and the real power in this is that the recipes themselves are just added with data entry, while the design of all the recipes are handled by a single Avada layout. And of course, you could set this up in any number of different ways. The key here is the ACF post type, fields, and taxonomy, and the easy ways you can pull them into your Avada elements in your design. If you're still not sure, import this pre-built and take your time exploring how it's been made. You'll be all over it in no time. And that's it for this video. If you found it helpful, make sure you subscribe to the channel for more Avada tutorials and deep dives. And if you have any questions or need help, feel free to create a support ticket. Our team is always ready to help. As always, thank you for choosing Avada.